What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, I'm your co-host Donovan Quick, and we got big dubs up in here. As we all expected, we absolutely trampled the New York Jets with Tim Boyle at quarterback. We were a little off on our predictions. I said 24-6. Jacob said 27-6. Ended up being 34-13 with they scored 2 touchdowns, 1 pick six, and then 1 to Garrett Wilson shortly after a fumble recovery. And we had our backup defensive people in, so it's what it is. But yeah, throughout the game, you know, it's kind of like, okay, our offense is moving, and it was like we did something different. We did something that we don't normally do. We got physical and we ran the ball, and we ran it well. We had a 9-minute drive with Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson splitting carries and just absolutely taking it to the house on the Jets defense. Of course, he got helped out by a little face mask penalty in the middle there, but regardless of the fact that, I mean, we physicality wise, just outworked them in the trenches with backup guys, to the point that after that extra point, they got into a big scuffle, and we ended up having Austin Jackson get ejected. And that left us down. I mean, we were down already. Torrin Armstead left the game early because of a knee injury. Robert Hunt he was dressed but not in the game. We already had Keon Smith was in there. He was a little banged up. Kendall Lamb was a little banged up. Connor Williams always banged up. Eichenberg was starting at right guard. Lester Cotton was in the blue medical tent at one point. It was just, offensive line was just a absolute mess in terms of injuries, and yet we were still able to just outwork them in the trenches, which is a great sign going forward. Like, I know it's the Jets, but the Jets defense is actually good. Tua, on his 2 interceptions, I'm gonna get the bad stuff out of the way before I get to the real good stuff. Tua's interceptions, man, there was that one that was just like a lazy throw. I don't know what he was doing. He didn't get the ball there even close to fast enough. It's kind of like the 2 screens to Tyreek the last couple games, where the ball just kind of like lazily gets there, but it gets there. This one, it just didn't get there. It was a lazy throw. The second one, also, once again, a lazy throw. The guy was there. Tyreek Hill was there. You just got to fire that thing in there. You can't sit on it. You got to fire it in there. It was behind him too. It was not his most accurate pass. But then, moments later, Javon Holland with a 129-yard return. And I know it's 99 yards, blah, blah, blah. Advanced Stats has he ran 129 total yards on that run. And that's just absolutely insane. A lot of us would be hacking up. I was talking with Jacob throughout the game, and he's like, bro, I threw up running 30 yards the other day. If I ran 129, I probably even wouldn't make it 129. I'm definitely going to be throwing up. And yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to make it either. Javon Holland, man, funny dude. Hope he's okay. He suffered knee injury towards the end of that game. He didn't come back in, but I'm not sure if he could have or couldn't have. We'll have updates for you tomorrow on those. Jalen Phillips obviously went down. Looks like an Achilles injury. Was ruled Achilles and out, but it wasn't ruled on, like, okay, was it a sprained Achilles? Was it a ruptured Achilles? Was it completely torn? It's looking like it's possibly ruptured, but when that news is released, I'll let y'all know. We all hate turf here in Miami. Even New Yorkers. I have a couple of Jets fans. One of them's being a Jets fan and being like, oh, what's wrong with the turf? Why are y'all being mad? Like, that's like us being mad at Aaron Rodgers. Like, bro, you should be mad because of Aaron Rodgers' injury. Look at the offensive performance that you guys are putting on right now with Tim freaking Boyle. Like, given the Dolphins defense did an outstanding job throughout the entire game. Shout out 21 points in my fantasy league. Probably a little bit more after the last couple sacks, but yeah. Just, man, that turf is horrendous. And then I have the other Jets fans like, yeah, bro, I absolutely hate it. Like, if they don't replace that turf next year, I think that the Jets and Giants should be relegated to the XFL. Like, that's how bad it is. And I think NFLPA needs to step up and do their jobs better and make sure that that turf gets replaced with grass. There's no reason for an open air field to have turf. There's zero reason. You want to say snow? Okay, look at Buffalo. They get way more snow than New Jersey, and they have grass. And I know they have some hybrid parts of their field is turf, but it's not that slip film or whatever hell that they have over in New Jersey. Like, it's just terrible. How many more people have to get injured? How many more star players have to get injured on that field for them to actually do something about it? On to the next thing. Just this defense, stout. This offense, it was a quiet day for this offense, right? Now, without the pick six, you can say we put up 27 points. We had over 150 yards rushing between Mostert and Hefe, Jeff Wilson Jr. We had over 100 yards from both Waddle and Tyreek. Tyreek also added a touchdown to that. Tua over 240 yards and a tutty. I mean, this team just absolutely it's been quiet, but quiet good. Now, Tua, 2 interceptions, that fumble towards the end with Darrington Evans, the missed handoff, that needs to get fixed. Tua needs to get a little bit better on improvising. You see him kind of like looking to throw a little too often. I think, he is quietly quick, so he needs to be able to, like, I think he could have made it to the end zone on one of his runs where he ended up trying to truck Whitehead. I think you just gotta sit there like, okay, nothing's open. You see the running lane, just go. Just don't hesitate, just go. Like, if you're about to get hit, then that's when you go down. Like, that's when you give up, and you want to protect yourself. We don't want you running all that much. But when it's there, I want you to take it. I've seen you take big hits this season, bro, and I believe that you can take them. I think that you have the ability to protect yourself during these hits. So, sir, please, when it's there, take it. And really, with this offense, I'm happy with progression of the physicality. Last week I was saying we need to be more physical. This week, this is the most physical we've ever been. I mean, just absolutely punch you in the face, run it down your throats football. And like, yeah, we didn't get a lot of rushing yards. We didn't have anything explode off the paper, but it was just a 9-minute drive is something that we haven't done before. Like, we haven't done that with this offense. It's always, and I tell Jacob, I'm like, sometimes we just score too quickly. Like, we have that ability to just go and score that quickly, but this is a game that we needed, right? Because when teams take the top off of our defense, we need to be able to just punch you in the mouth like we just did. We need to be able to still hit those throws to Waddle, to Tyreek. Waddle having a recovery game today, it is so beautiful to see. Like, he hasn't had a good season for him, and we've been force feeding Tyreek. But I mean, Waddle baby, like, this is a good game for you. Hopefully we get him a couple more tutties for the rest of the season. All in all, I think this is a really good game for the Dolphins. Hopefully we get healthier. We somehow got healthier, then got worse, and now we're just like in a cluster of what's going to happen. Is Phillips going to be out for the season? Probably. What's going on with Achane? What's going on with the offensive line? Like, is Teron Armstead going to miss next week? Is Javon Holland's injury was looked at? They said it was a knee injury. How bad is that knee injury? How bad is Tyreek's foot injury? We see that his hand injury is affecting his ability to catch the ball with his couple drops today. Like, there are multiple things throughout this, and it's good, but it's bad. And we have some games coming up that we can be like, okay, we can do this, we can get this done. Like, coming up, we have the Commanders next week, Titans at home, Jets at home. These are games, winnable games.
that we should just come out on top. Easy peasy. These are games that we need to make sure that we're fine tuning all the little things that we're missing. That way, when we play the Cowboys, that when we play the Ravens in Baltimore, when we play the Bills down here, we have a good, solid foundation. When we go into the playoffs, we have a good, solid foundation. And hopefully we get to witness a first Dolphins home playoff game in forever. I don't think I've ever seen one that I remember. And hopefully we get our first playoff win since 2000. So, oh, that's right. We did have a home playoff game in 2008. Yeah. Whoops. We won the division. All right, y'all. I'll have a good one. I'll have an update for you guys on all the big injuries coming up. Hopefully not too bad. Praying, not really hopeful, but I am praying that they're not too bad. All right, guys. Deuces.